Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show hosted by a basement dweller who grew up scrounging terrible fan subs on sketchy websites prior to the convenience of modern streaming, alongside a willfully ignorant soul whose only knowledge of anime comes from the shows forced upon him here. This show will contain spoilers, incorrect information, and copious amounts of adult language. Our hosts are not experts on any topic, and everything they say should be taken with a grain of salt. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And I come to the realization that none of my choices actually mattered in the end.
I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Alrighty, Remington. I feel like I owe you an apology.
It's been a hell of a couple of weeks, that's for sure.
Yeah, I thought my apology last week would work, but apparently it just gave you a different flavor of problem.
I mean, I enjoyed last week, don't get me wrong. It did completely fry my brain, so...
More so than usual, which is impressive, honestly.
Yeah, like normally my brain gets fried because it's like, oh wow, it's so bad. This one, it just got fried because it was just a lot. It was just a lot.
Sensory overload, if you will.
Yes, 100%.
So I thought, you know what? Let's give Remington a treat.
Okay.
And I'm being genuine this time. I mean, I feel like I'm genuine most of the time. But I figured, what's the one thing that Remington loves more than anything when it comes to anime?
It'll be interesting what direction you go. Do you go adorable things, or do you go child murder?
It is quite the dichotomy of your two favorite things, isn't it? Like, when you just say it out like that.
Those are the top two things in anime.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I gotta treat my good friend Remington this week on the podcast so he doesn't quit. Let's see, how do I do that? Do I go with some really adorable animal mascots? Or do I just kill an elementary school? You know, it's hard to say. Either way could work for him.
It's true. So what direction did you decide to go?
Honestly, Rem, I wanted to keep it simple because last couple of weeks were a little complex in different ways. And I figured the simplest way to go about it would be to give you a lovely little anime simply titled, Dokyo nin wa Hiza Tokidoki Atame no Ue. You know, nice and simple.
Yeah, of course. All right, so even without Englishifying it sounded a little bit light novel-y.
A little light novel-y, I can understand that thought. Actually, apparently it's actually based off of a web manga, so...
We're trapped in the webcomics! We've just spiraled down into webcomics. Like, oh my god. Just wait. Like, next week for Valentine's, it'll be another webcomic. The week after that for our anniversary, then it's just gonna be another fucking webcomic. It'll be webcomics till the day I die.
I mean, technically, Komi and House Husband weren't webcomics. They were just very popular on the internet. It's different.
Okay. All right. Sure. But Way of the House Husband also, at the same time, for all intents and purposes, webcomic.
Oh, yeah. But that isn't as much of a factor this time around, believe it or not. Because it's not super experimental in any way. Because the English translation of this, which, I'm not great at Japanese, but even the Japanese title seems a bit long for what they decided to translate it to. The English translation of this is, My Roommate is a Cat.
Alright, cool. Is it just about living with a cat?
Basically.
Alright, cool. Yeah, man, I got experience. I got 3 of them here in my apartment.
Yeah, and quite frankly, it's amazing you've survived to this point.
It's a lot of cats, my dude.
And I mean, really, you have 4, because look at your girlfriend.
I love her. 3 cats is more than enough.
Oh, goodness. But honestly, yeah, this is actually a very simple, straightforward show, right? Without any weird twists or complexities. It's just a nice, simple slice-of-life show with, about dealing with, loss as well as owning a cat. Just the 2 things. The 2 things.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. you have a cat, you're grieving over something. Let's face it, you are in difficult times. If life has led you down the path to get a cat, you're living alone, just you and the cat, something's gone astray, something's gone awry on this path, on this life trajectory.
Yeah, so, if you're grieving, the first thing you do is get a cat. That's just the way these things go.
Is it dead parents?
Oh, of course it is, Rip.
Oh, obviously. How could it be anything else? This is anime, baby.
Yeah, but hey, at least the main character is an adult this time.
That is okay. I'll take that. That is definitely better.
Yeah, because the premise of the story is really straightforward. It is about our two main characters, Subaru Mikazuki, and his new cat Haru.
All right, cool, sure,
yeah.
Yep.
And Subaru here is a mystery novel author, but also an incredible introvert that never wants to leave his house or interact with people ever.
All right, yep, sounds about fitting the profile. He is a cat.
Yes, you're drawing parallels without even seeing the show. That's impressive.
I figured it out.
And genuinely, he just prefers to stay inside reading and writing. That's basically what he does.
All right, but like, what is the show gonna be?
I mean, well, he's been pretty sad because his parents have died, in a tragic accident, of course, because, that's how they always have to go in these animes. And essentially, one day when, on the rare occasions when he does leave the house, he was visiting his parents' grave, and he runs into a small little cat.
But I mean, surely there has to be more to it. I mean, if I wanted to watch someone without social skills who's just sad all the time, I would just hack into your webcam, Shaun. And so I figure, like, there's got to be more to it.
Well, I mean, I don't own a cat.
Dylan does.
Dylan does. Dylan does.
And the cat shows up in your room quite often, so...
Yeah, he keeps sneaking in here, and I can't imagine why. I always have to kick him out constantly. It's happened so many times.
He can sense the sadness.
He can sense the sadness. So he's just...
Which, don't get me wrong, like, dogs can also, like, sense sadness, but when dogs show up, it's to, like, comfort you. When cats show up because you're sad, it's to judge you.
It's to observe.
Yes, it's like, what a pathetic creature. It's really just to like, boost their superiority complex, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like, pathetic creature.
Yes. But really, it's as simple as it sounds, man. Dude finds a stray cat, takes it in for whatever reasons, and the show is just him coping with loss and trying to, branch out as well as deal with taking care of a cat. And it's literally just cat ownership, the anime, just with a sad boy as one of the characters. And, the cat's pretty cute. It's, a little black and white cat with red eyes. Nothing to be alarmed about.
All right, okay.
Look, Rem, I just felt that I was too drastic in my shifts of content these past couple weeks. And I figured I'd give you something a bit gentle. Something nice, something easy, something to talk about. You can enjoy the cat, and you can maybe comment on either the wholesome nature of the show or just call Subaru a bitch constantly because he's sad because his parents are dead. There are plenty of directions this could go. You could be happy that there's cats.
The entire part 2 of the podcast, cute cat, but what a bitch. Get over your dead parents. Come on.
Yeah, no, I figured that's a good recipe for comedy, don't you?
Perfect. We're set.
We're good. Like, hey, we wanted to do a nice, fun comedy podcast, and I should give you a show to review, and something you like, cat's great, and something you aren't a fan of is sad bitches.
Anime out of context. Orphan approved.
If you're an orphan, please write in. Tell us what you think of the show.
I was gonna have a genuinely fucked up joke, so I'm glad you took.
Yeah, no, like my joke was only slightly fucked up. I saved you.
I was gonna veer.
You were gonna veer hard. Like Dylan's already had to censor us recently, like in a couple episodes I've recently found out. So I was like, what did he censor? Oh yeah, that horrible thing that we said that was not funny nor okay to say in a public forum. So yeah, no, I got you, buddy. I got you. But yeah, that's basically it. It's a show about a dude trying to deal with social issues while also trying to learn how to take care of a cat and freaking out because cats are weird and he doesn't understand them, even though he in fact is one. Uh,
All right, let's do cat stuff, baby.
all right, and so without further ado, let's go watch some of My Roommate Is a Cat.
Is it dead parents?
Oh, of course it is, Rip.
Cute cat, but what a bitch. Get over your dead parents. Come on. Cat does cat stuff. That reminds me of my dead parents. You know, I have a question for you, Shaun.
What's your question?
How is a cat like a mollusk?
That's what I...
What are you trying to... What are you trying to imply about my mother?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after consuming 5 whole episodes of My Roommate Is a Cat. And Remington, I've got to ask, is this accurate to reality? Is this show everything that being a cat owner has to offer the world? Is this a great love notes to owning cats, or is this just a story about a whiny bitch who has no parents?
¿Por qué no los dos? You know, I have a question for you, Shaun.
What's your question?
How is a cat like a mollusk?
How is a cat like a mollusk? I don't know. Nope, not making that pun. That pun will make me embarrassed. I have no idea, Rem. How is a cat like a mollusk?
I was really hoping you'd be able to tell me, because at one point in the show, they make that comparison and they do not elaborate.
Oh, God, they do, don't they? Holy shit, I completely spaced out on that.
At one point, he pets his cat and is like, it's like a mollusk. And I have no idea what that means. I don't know what he's trying to say. Because I cannot imagine, like, they are on opposite ends of the spectrum. Especially, like, you'd imagine it has something to do with how they feel, right?
Right.
But if you imagine feeling a cat, and then you're imagining, like, feeling a mollusk, like, if I'm feeling up a snail, right? Whether or not I'm feeling up its slimy skin or its shell, neither of those are furry flesh. Like, what? I don't know. I mean, where you're going.
After a cursory Google, I have found a picture of one of those, like, smushed face cats dressed up as a snail. I feel like that's close.
I'm just genuinely so confused about that, and it's not super relevant to my feelings about the show, but
you wanted to see if I had an answer.
Yeah.
And the truth is, Remington, I apparently blocked it out of my memory, because to me it felt like that was the first time I had ever heard that statement, and I did research on the show.
And it's so, like, nonchalant, and it is not clarified. Like, I don't know what the fuck is up there. Anyway, moving on.
All right.
For the show itself, the sort of selling point of the show, I reckon, is, like, and I briefly mentioned this in part 1, it's the, hey, look, it's a cat doing cat stuff. And normally, that can be done quite well. It can be done in a way where it's like, haha, oh, how charming. It really captures, in a creative way, that the essence of that experience. And, like, I own 3 of the fuckers, so, like, I know cats. I get it.
Yeah.
They're cute and ridiculous, and there's lots of cat things where you're like, that is a definite cat thing, right? And there's plenty of media that captures that essence well, has fun with it. It's a good time. But My Roommate Is a Cat has a slight twist to that formula.
Oh, and what's that, right?
So normally it's, haha, cat does cat stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Look how charming.
Right.
This one, remove the laughter, right? So we just have cat does cat stuff. And the sort of twist is, cat does cat stuff. That reminds me of my dead parents. Which is just like all of the show. It'll just be like the cat does something and he'll be like, yes, just like my dead parents. Now I'm sad. Which, you know, that is an interesting take. So I can understand the listeners are like, okay, so they're trying to go for like an emotional kind of thing, right?
Right.
They're trying to hit you with the highs of like cute cat stuff and then the lows of like dead parent stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And like maybe, but both sides are really muted, I would say. So it's not like, oh, look at the cat stuff. Oh, but the parents. It's like, instead it's, all right, so here you have a cat, and look at that cat stuff. It's doing all right, cool. You know what that reminds me of? Reminds me of my dead parents, yeah. Right, cool. And that's like the emotional vibe I get from the entire show, is just a very detached, not very heartfelt, heartwarming, or heart-wrenching show that it's a weird one. It's a weird one. It is neither like wacky and funny and zany and human. It's none of those things. It tries to do all of those, and it doesn't do any, and I don't understand. But that is just for half of the show.
Only half?
Yes, because every episode is actually split in two, Shaun.
Really?
Where the first half is our main character, who, to summarize our main character, he is an asshole. He's just a sad, misanthropic asshole. And he's the worst character in the entire show. But the second half of every episode, it takes it from the perspective of the cat, Haru. Little cat Haru, and all of her experiences, and she has a little inner monologue, right? And so it's like, oh, okay, so now we get a little bit of a little charming cat perspective, right? Where it's like, ooh, haha, look, a cat doing cat things, but from the silly cat perspective. But no. Because, Shaun, the cat has a tragic backstory. So the second half is also, look at that cat do cat stuff. But oh man, do you remember when we were living on the streets with nothing to eat, and one of my siblings died as a kitten and got separated by the others? Wow. It's like, what the fuck? Which, once again, it's like, I think they're trying to tug at my heartstrings. I think they're trying to, like, sort of contrast the adorable silliness and the intense, like, dramatic tragedy, but it doesn't provide you with the proper emotions to succeed with those. It doesn't, like, I didn't feel anything during them. I was just like, I think this might be what you're going for, but there's just, so often there's just nothing going on, and I don't give a shit.
But Rem, aren't dead cats sad?
They are, but it's not, but it doesn't feel like, wow, look at, there was some good build up. Oh man. It's just like, what the fuck? Why is there a dead cat now? Like, it's just tonally dissonant. The show seems wildly confused. It's trying to do a lot of things and none of them well. And it's like, there's plenty of shows that can do both of them well, right? Like one disparity that the show keeps, it has like super over animated faces and stuff, right? Sort of like a Comey Can't Communicate, like just very expressive at times.
Okay.
But one, it's worse, and two, it feels out of place because it doesn't feel like it's trying to convey something. It's just wackiness superimposed on something that doesn't belong. Like, it doesn't cohere. It's not congruent with what I'm watching. Have you ever watched like old cutscenes from video games, right? And the facial expressions, some studios just went all in on the facial expressions to show they could. And you're like, I don't think that those match with what you are saying.
I mean, I played LA Noire. I know how this goes.
Yeah, it's like what you are saying and what your face is conveying, they're separate. And also, like, the face is just way more extreme than what I'm receiving. So I don't know why this is happening this way. But you have that wackiness, right? So you might think, oh, okay, maybe it's like a comedy. But then it really wants to show you how, like, human it is. But for human, it was like, oh, for these bits that we want to have down to earth, let's just make them be boring. Which is not what that means. Like, have we learned nothing from good old Gibble's studio, right? Hell, if you want a better cat anime, just any Studio Ghibli film with a cat. And you will have much more like, oh, look at the cat doing cat stuff. Because this one, it's like the cats were doing cat stuff, but 9 times out of 10, it wasn't like, oh yeah, that's a very specific thing that is universal to cats. I really enjoy that and appreciate the little details. It was usually just, yeah, I guess that is a thing. But, like, I'm not charmed at all. Except there was one moment. There was one moment that charmed me out of the entire show.
Oh, really?
Out of all 5 episodes. It came in episode 5.
Okay.
Where Haru, the cat, has learned, it wants food. It's grown up on the streets, so that food insecurity means that whenever it sees food, it eats all the food all at once.
Right.
And so Subaru needs help from a pet store worker. So she comes over and helps out a little bit. And she's like, all right, well, show me how much you normally feed Haru. And so he grabs a bowl, puts it on the table, dumps the food out. And Haru tries to, like, jump on the table, right? And Subaru just pushes, Haru down on the table, immobilizing Haru. But Haru is still impotently, like, trying to move forward on the table, but not going anywhere. And that was a charming moment. That was cute. I liked that. And then, like, even a moment after that, where Haru's playing with a bottle, that was charming as well. The rest literally did not give a single shit.
It's almost like I chose 5 episodes exactly because I enjoyed the bottle scene.
The bottle scene was a good scene!
Because I bet you thought yourself while watching this, why did Shaun choose 5 episodes for this? It was exclusively because I enjoyed the bottle scene.
Well, and I guess like the pet store owner is also pretty cute with her kitten.
Yeah.
Which also, like, literally anybody else should have been the main character.
Yeah.
Because they chose the single least interesting main character. First of all, he's not sympathetic, right? They're trying to be like, oh, look at his tragic backstory and how he struggles with relationships. But in actuality, he is just surrounded by, like, super positive people who only want to help him out. And meanwhile, he hates all of them and doesn't give a shit about the effort they put in. And, like, that's not sympathetic. No, I'm not rooting for this character. I'm rooting for the others to kick his ass to the curb and live their own lives, rather than deal with this nonsense.
But Remington,
so
he has dead parents.
Oh, boy, do I know. Yeah, I'm aware of that. You're reminded at every single turn. Dead parents, who I might add, there are literal ghosts in the house. Which the cat tries to protect Haru. No, Haru, the cat, tries to protect Subaru from the ghosts because Haru can see the ghosts. And at the end, the ghosts, which are just these sort of spectral blobs, turn into Subaru's parents and are like, thank you, cat. Clearly you're gonna protect our boy. We're gonna leave now. So the ghosts watching over their son have decided, he's got a cat. He'll be fine. And they, I don't know, go off to heaven or something. It's, I don't know what.
I don't know.
It's all weird.
With the way they raised their son, I don't know if heaven's an option.
Yeah. So any other character could be the main character, and I'd be down for it, right?
Right.
So worst character protagonist. The next character, who's much better, still not like tremendous, but definitely better, is the editor. The editor, he loves cats, right? And he's super friendly, even though he gets stonewalled by Subaru a lot, and they can't really emotionally connect. But he's friendly, he adores cats, he thinks they're super cute, but he can't own one because his wife is allergic. He is a little bit creepy. Specifically, there's a scene where he's trying to pet the cat, right?
Right.
And he starts heavily breathing, which seems like an odd creative choice because it is straight up like, oh, I fucking love cats. And it's like, buddy, maybe a little too much. Maybe have a seat over here. All right. I want you to leave my cat alone.
Not to put your relationship on blast or anything, but I feel like I've seen your girlfriend have that exact reaction to her own cats.
Oh man, she's way too into cats. I mean, there's where we have goddamn 3, which for me is just, that's too many.
Yep.
But that's fine. That's fine. Then there's 2 more characters who would be real solid main characters. Then we get to his best friend, right? His best friend, who they've apparently been friends for like 10 years. And his best friend is just super positive, super supportive, charismatic, extroverted, helps Subaru manage social situations, and also is horribly unappreciated. He would be a great character, and he's just sort of like gets involved with shenanigans, is a lot more comedic and lighthearted. That'd be a fun time. So if you want it to be a comedy, right? Boom, there you go. There's your character for it. But then finally, who the protagonist probably should have been is just the pet store worker. Because she's great with animals. It's lovely to see her with animals. She's enjoyable to see on the screen where Subaru is wildly unpleasant. She is adorable with her cats. And I just want to see her interact with her cats, and then like at the pet store interact with her clients and different people who come in, so we get to see more animals and how those are handled. And that'd be great.
So you're thinking this should have been a more of like a semi-educational, lighthearted, this is a show about animals and how to take care of them and some fun shenanigans in between.
Well, I think it could have worked like that, but say they're like, yeah, but we want to still have like the emotional stuff there. Sure. So you get a sympathetic character, one who is trying her best to help herself, help others, and help the cats around her, right? So that when bad things happen to her, we're like, oh no, that's really sad and unfortunate, right? Rather than, if anything bad happens to Subaru, I'm like, all right, fuck you, dude. Like, I don't care. I don't care about Subaru's well-being. I don't give a shit. And I know they're like doing this like long-term thing where they're being like, no, but he's going to gradually come to realize how like meaningful friendships and social relationships can be. Sure, and I'm happy he's going to grow. That doesn't excuse over 20 years of being a total asshole, all right? Like, you have been a dick, you are a dick, and trying to suddenly change because you got a cat and realized, wow, other things matter, which shouldn't be a huge realization. It should not be a realization to be like, wow, other things are important beyond just me. That should be the default, my dude. Like, this show, like, I like the idea. The idea's real solid. The execution, oh, fuck no, God no.
So Rem, you're telling me in trying to give you a cute cat show, I just gave you a frustrating experience with a bitchy main character again. Damn.
Precisely so, Shaun.
Man, I wish I could have seen this coming, Rem. I'm so sorry. I just thought that the cat would have carried everything for you, but I
mean, the cat, I will say, the cat is pretty solid. I would say, like, the cat and the pet store worker, they're like a solid 6 out of 10, very slightly positive. Other characters are a 5 out of 10, main character, like a 2 or 3 out of 10. And unfortunately, since the protagonist is so low, and he's also the one we focus on the most, the other mediocre scores aren't going to save it.
You can't carry it with an average score, is what you're saying. He's that bad.
Yeah, when everything else is like either average or slightly positive, but the crux of everything is terrible. Yeah, no, that's not going to work out the way you think it is. It's like, yeah, no, I understand. He has dead parents and he needs to resolve that. No, I understood that before. You don't need to remind me when he's like, oh, what collar should I buy? Oh, you know what purchasing a collar reminds me of? My dead mom. Like that, which is a genuine scene. I didn't make that up. That is a scene in the show. Like, I get it. I understand. I think that there's better ways to get all of this across.
Rather than constantly comparing every interaction with dead parents.
Yeah, it's like, no, yeah, I understand. I get it.
But hey, Rem, did you realize that he's bad with people and the cat helps remind him that his parents are dead, but that's okay?
Oh, man. See, and it would be one thing if he was just like, if he happened to be bad and uncomfortable with people and that was it, right? I mean, once again, a show I loved, Comey Can't Communicate. She's terrible with people, but she cares and she tries. Meanwhile, we have Subaru. He's terrible with people and he hates them. He thinks he's above them. He doesn't give a shit. Oh, okay. Like, the difference between these characters is really emblematic of why I don't like this show. I suppose in closing, Shaun.
Okay. Wow, like a proper essay-style closing to this very loose formatted podcast. I can get it. Some fucking structure, finally, after 4 years.
When it comes to My Roommate Is a Cat, when it comes to this show, I would say it's a lot like a mollusk. Do with that what you will.
I don't know what to do with that, Rem.
No, neither do I, man. Neither do
I. Well, shit. Okay. So, Rem, if you had to guess the MAL score for My Roommate Is a Cat, or the direct translation, which I found out after our first part, which was apparently My Roommate Is Sometimes on My Knees, Sometimes on My Head, which is a bad title, even in Japanese.
Yeah.
What would you wager this show was scored at?
Let's see. I think people are going to like it more than me, obviously. But in the Weeb ratings, like 7.5, I think people will like it, but I think most people will recognize it's not, like, super special. Maybe 7.6 for all the cat lovers out there. But I would say if you're not a cat person, this is not the show for you. And even if you are a cat person, there are better options.
Watch Banana.
Genuinely! So much better of a cat show!
Well, Rem, this, as you might imagine, this is not a super popular show. Not a lot of people went to the extra effort of dropping a high rating on 2019's My Roommate Is a Cat.
Yeah.
So with only 72,000 ratings, it is sitting at a rather staggeringly high 7.74.
Oh my god.
And looking at most of the reviews, most of them are like, I like cats and he's a sad boy.
Oh, fuck me.
So I feel like you just underestimated how much people like cats, because apparently even that alone is enough to take this really poorly executed show to a higher standing than it deserves. But not too high of a standing. There are some people who are like, hey, y'all, this is just Sad Boy Has Cat, the anime, and it's not that great.
Yeah. Yup.
Oh, God. But you've given me everything I've hoped for with this episode, Rem. So the final question.
I was so optimistic. I was like, oh, cute cat. I love cute cat. No. And like 5 minutes in, I was like, I'm not vibing with it, but like, it's early. No, it's just trash.
Look, all I'm saying is that I may have had you watch 5 episodes just for one scene in the entire series. That's it. Like, I'm not saying that to the show's benefit or anything. I'm just saying that's genuinely what I thought you would enjoy the most about the show. And I feel like even Crunchyroll knows that, because I think the thumbnail for episode 5 is literally the cat playing with the bottle.
It's the best moment.
So, with that in mind, I suppose the final question to ask, Rem, is there any chance you'd like to watch some more My Roommate Is a Cat with me?
No, God, no. There might be a good highlight reel out there of the best cat moments. Nothing else.
Oh, there's
matters.
not. Nobody bothered clipping the show. Don't worry about it. So with that in mind, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed great brain teasers like how is a cat like a mollusk, then please head on over to wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and leave us a review. It means the world to us, and we do read every single one. And if you'd like to support us more directly than that, we do have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/animeoutofcontext, where we do play video games from time to time. And if you'd like to support us even more directly than that, including gaining access to all kinds of lovely bonus content, you can head on over to patreon.com/animeoutofcontext, and you can have the lovely opportunity of having your name read aloud on the podcast. And Remington, who are we thanking this week?
Well, as always, we would like to send our regards to all of our bland bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls, who we really appreciate. But moving on, we reach the Yandere waifus, who, just like a cat are going to lurk, stare ominously at us, and we will wake up with them either clawing or smothering our face. And on that list, we have Alex, Xanax, Yandere Neko, Yahir, Why Shaun, When Do We Get Shaun X Big Bird OnlyFans, Walk Me Home Gently, Veiny Jordan, Juliana, Totally God, The Susanator, The Outro Changed, Shaun, please tell me that I need to learn the new rhythm as my current jig is outdated, The Cactus Crossed the Road because it was stuck to the chicken, That Film Guy, Sticky Jelly, Sorry it took me so long to fix my name, ADHD and all that jazz, Sorry about calling for HUBS, my name didn't update when I wanted to, This is Mechanic Weeb, Silent Secondary, Shoujo Addict, Don't Send Help, Send Me More Romance Tropes Because My Husband Isn't a Romantic is the title of my light novel. She Must Do Her Best for Others, enthuses Misaka in the style of a morning anime show preview. Shaun Chorem Achikochi, or you will cringe every week, or Dylan will get some blackmail material. Sarah Birch, Salty Pretzel, Ross Palmer, Rhiannon Williams, Remington Merrill, Remington has bottom energy, ready to be isekai'd, no waifu, no lifu, Navi, Mr. Marshmallow Man, Mike the Mutilator, Matthew Drum says Shaun's a bitch. Ooh, what a change.
Wow.
Nad02 Max, Lukey O, Luke Offenberger, Lonely Geek 23, Kazu Morocco, Casey Mosley, Cassidy, Just a Traveler, Jukumu Goku no Sorakire, Kaijo Risugyo no Sugyomatsu, Unrematsu, Furematsu, Kunero Tokoro ni Sumu Tokoro Yabaru Koji no Bi. Jax, Jamhands, Ichigo Simp 015. I want to build a White Swords deck of my favorite tall girl waifu Len from SAO Alternative GGO. I want Rem to ruin DITF for me. I'm Remington and Joey Moy Lolly Girls. I have the power. I could be the hero. I could be the villain. It doesn't really matter. I can make this idiot say anything. I guess you're on Keter duty. Aha, you thought this was another Green Day repeat, but it was me, Dio. Huncha Davies. Hey, you, slob on my knob like corn on the cob, then give me head like a rem in bed. Do a moan. I want to add a brief note on this. Apparently, the way they have it entered into Patreon, the do a moan is in stars. It's like stage direction. I want to clarify, that is not how it shows up. There's no stage direction here on my end.
Yeah, because Patreon just changes things sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, don't get me wrong, I'm still not doing a moan, I want to clarify, because I saw it discussed in the Discord. Gotta defend myself a little bit. Hey Rem, let me tongue punch your fart box. Glenn Michael Dolan, fuck of love Foxen Boy. French anime fans are known as weeps. First we had Linus Weenus, then we had Biggest Dickus, and now we have Present Deletus Fetus, brought to you by Gugus Gagus. Ferdinand the Bull, Farmer Weeb wants to know what kind of cars do sisters in anime ride. Nissans. Fantide, Fallen Ghoul, Epic Amy, Dulu Patrol Officer Spark Project, Ducky, Dracula United Hentai Production Manager, Dr. Zorgonite. Do you think Kitagawa Marin would prefer Corruption of Champions 2 or Trials in Tainted Space? No idea what the fuck that means. Dua, Data Type, Darkstorm 713, Dante Soriano, Creed 13, Coral Empire, Shy 900, Cheese Monkey, Cage in the House, Brockhard for Geodudes, Black Lagoon extradited me to this old guy, but I lost to the feet pics. Oh well, at least I'm alive. Be like Harry and don't fuck your sister unless it's your redheaded best friend sister. Bara, Ariel Bird, Andrew Rauke, Amanes, Elise Howard, AJ Honey, Adam McLaughlin. Thank you all so much, but moving on, we go to the Boy Wizard tier, over to Hogwarts, where everybody is going to receive a cat with an AI-generated name.
Oh, wow.
This is true. My lovely girlfriend, she adores cats, and she also loves AI-generated bullshit.
Yes.
So the other day, she just spent the day AI generating a bunch of wacky cat names. So...
Wait. So you're telling me that she just sat down and started generating names and wrote them down?
For, like, literal hours, yeah. So I have a list. I have a list.
Bless her.
And,
Bless her heart.
We'll be providing, everybody with a cat by one of these names. So, we start with, what is love? A vow, a band of gold, an ephemeral state of mind, or an action, perhaps a gift only truly received when reciprocated. Your cat's name is, Thomas Casper Bigglesworth. Warning, we still remember the barrel. You will get Nathan Explosion. Tony the Great, you're getting cat named Ding Dong Doodly Doo.
I like that one.
Stick Meat, you are getting Quackdown. Silicone Spectre, you're getting Fatty the Jumping Tree. hell of a cat name there. Pocket Gamer 513, you get Flatulence. PL Mayor, you are going Mr. Potato Foot, which is just adorable, really.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Dynafish, you're getting Pillow Sack. I like that. Nyan pasu 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 nyan. You are getting Bacon Jumba. MT the Poet, your cat is gonna be named the Nosy Parker. Momo the Griff, you get a rump jumper named Big Earl. Now I want to clarify. The name of the cat is a rump jumper named Big Earl.
Oh! I was about to say, I was like, what the fuck's a rump jumper?
No, that's just part of the name, baby.
Like the artist formerly known as Prince? Like, that's a sentence, not a name.
Well, this is the rump jumper formerly known as Big Earl. That's for you, Momo. Mike wants an Overlord review. You get The Glam. Miguel DeLeon, you get Mr. Shivers. Inuyasha is my favorite cryptid, challenges Rem to a homie rollers race. Oh god, you are going to get a cat named Low Grade Bittermilk.
These are great. Can we just have a podcast where we just talk about these cats and their lives?
Like, I understand the appeal. Granted, I don't know why she spent multiple hours, but hey,
the multiple hours thing is a bit weird.
Fun. They are fun.
Yeah.
If we ever meet, can I have a hug? You get A, or it's just all caps, but with spaces. I'm only used to 6 inches, but my Eldritch Daddy gave me 12, and I started hallucinating.
Jesus.
Thanks, Daddy.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't like certain things being referenced that shouldn't be referenced in the world.
Yeah.
Your cat is gonna be named Undisclosed Location.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Hinata is a ball of sunshine. You are going to get Tastiest Budgie. Hey kids, throw a biscuit into abyss. Fetch, you're getting Evil Greg. Be careful of that cat, Evil Greg. Harrison, you are going to get Disturbance.
Jesus, that's a name.
Fisherman from Norway, you get Raggedy Ed.
Raggedy Ed. I can get behind Raggedy Ed.
Dwarven Spade, you get... What the hell is that? Then we have Bonjour, mademoiselle, je porte de lune de soleil, je vous me vengar, merci beaucoup, oui, baguette, besou. And you are going to get Juicy Bobs.
Juicy Bobs.
Beethoven 1201, aka Kohei Izumi, you are getting Zaphead. Allfather's cursed fact of the week. Despite using it for 150 plus years, scientists still don't understand how anesthesia works. That is a true fact. You are going to get Buggy Bong. Aaron Hegland, you are getting Magical Badger. The cat Magical Badger.
That's pretty good.
Then we move on to Editsu Midoof Bob Big Wanoof Lord Brockdoof of Dulu. Oh, it's getting corrupted. You are going to get Ghost Star. And last but not least, we get 2 section. I have to show you my Rule 34 of Yui. It is my favorite of my many folders.
Oof.
And you are going to get 100 buns. the good old cat, 100 buns. Moving on, finally, we reach the highest of all tiers. Inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier, where Shaun is going to talk to a cat as if he were Joey Wheeler. Combine that as you please, Shaun. We'll alternate. I'll tell you that. But the first one will be you. The Day of Darkness grows closer. I wonder if Shaun would crumble under another full season of BoJack Horseman his age. Treat them as if they were the cats, Shaun.
This is gonna be weird. As if the previous things you forced me to do for this tier haven't been weird. All right. Hey, okay. Yugs. Hey, Yugs. All right. Here we go. Yeah. All right. God. Getting in the Joey Wheeler mindset ain't exactly as easy as it used to be.
Talk to his age as if he were Joey Wheeler's cat. Go.
Come here, you little cat. I like you a lot. Oh, would you like some crumblies?
crumbly?
I don't know. They're the little treats, the little crumbly treats that you like. You get a handful of, you put on the cat tower, and they enjoy it. I don't know. They look like crumblies. Look, I just have some treats. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be nice. Fuck.
I'll take the next one. Magic ice ball. All right. So see, I have experience. I own 3 cats. I deal with them on the daily. So I will just treat you, Magic Ice Ball, as I would treat them. Hey, Yugs! Get the fuck out of the way, you fat dumbass! Oh my god!
Oh.
They are always lying right in the way. Sometimes multiple of them just like in the doorway. And then like you'd go to step over them and they try to like claw at your feet. So Magic Ice Ball, stop clawing at my feet.
I feel like even with Peaches especially, you can't really step over him. You have to step around him.
It's true. All right, next we move on to my dear old mom. All right, Shaun, you got this one.
You want me to treat your mom like a cat as Joey Wheeler?
So it is written, so let it be done, I suppose.
All right. Hey, what you doing in my room again? I told you you've been excommunicated. Get out of here.
Excuse me, you son of a bitch.
That's what I...
What are you trying to... What are you trying to imply about my mother?
I'm not trying to imply anything about your mother. You just did what you did with your cats. I did what I did with Dylan's cat. That's what happens. Hermaeus comes in all the time like, hey, what you doing in here? Get the fuck out of here. Like, Look, you asked for this, not me.
The audacity.
I already used my Cat Crunchies line. I had to use something different.
Your 2 cat lines. Last but not least, we have Dylan Hayden going above and beyond. And for him, hey Yogs, what the fuck did I just hear? Why is that on the floor? That's a very common experience. They love knocking shit off. But one last one for Dylan, since he went above and beyond. Shaun, could you give a Joey Wheeler meow?
Oh.
Just real quick. Just real quick.
Hey, Yugs. Yeah.
Perfect. It's some Skeletor bullshit. All right, so thank you all for tuning in. If you want to reach out, whether it's for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, you can tweet us at AnimeConPod on Twitter or send an email over onto animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Once again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We love you very much. And as always, don't fuck your sister. Honestly, Rem, I wanted to kill an adorable animal.
What the fuck? Why is there a dead cat? You want to shove it down our editor's throat? I mean... Well, fortunately, I have it on good authority that he has completely lost his gag reflex. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Oh, my God.